I think we're going to have a major surge as we get into January. I can't, unless there is something major that people do themselves in their behaviour, we're going to have spread of the virus. Everything tells me human beings love to do all the social things. Yes, they're not kissing as much, they're not hugging as much, but some are. And when it's your beloved friend or your beloved family member, I think it's down to Gibraltarian good sense at the end of the day.
So what is, given that we're on Christmas, what is the advice then in respect of the usual family gatherings?
We've spent 9 months going down this journey. Why on earth, after this marathon, just with the ticker tape at the end, would we falter? And you know, I appeal to my fellow residents here. We ought to do something to make sure that we're not losing all sense. Alcohol seems to be a big factor actually in our experience, that people become disinhibited. That's the purpose to some extent of alcohol. And we become disinhibited, we stop following the rules, we start becoming, so we want to hug and we want to be neighbourly, and then our guard falls down, and then we actually end up having people get infected. And that surge that we're trying to avoid, that surge will mean in January, and now the European Centre for Disease Control is actually predicting January through to February, there'll be a surge all across Western Europe, which could be the worst wave we've had. Why would we throw all that hard work away?
So, boil it down to a really simple message. People are thinking what is sensible and what is not to do in the coming weeks.
I wish, if I was asked, I wish I could postpone Christmas for 6 months. I clearly can't. So I would ask Gibraltarians to exercise common sense. In other words, avoid places that are enclosed, avoid too many people together. I'm not talking about arbitrary numbers, avoid too many people. Have the windows open so it's aerated. We know the virus spreads by aerosol. Try to ensure you're not drinking to excess, partly because you become disinhibited. Obviously all the stuff around Christmas and eating sensibly apply. Try to avoid the social hugging and kissing if you can possibly do it. And also, if you can, give cards and gifts and things virtually. I'm giving people vouchers. That's a good way of supporting local shops, but it also means I'm not exposing people I'm giving gifts to the risk of infection, because whilst it doesn't persist on presents, especially if we wipe them down, there is a modicum of risk, and I'm actually giving a signal to people to say, actually there's a safer way to do Christmas, and for this year, only this year, with the end in sight, we're going to do it differently.